All right, good afternoon, Pepperheads. Today's Sunday, September 22nd. I just got done picking, obviously, with my wife. I want to give a big shout out to her. She's the best wife I could ever dream of. She helps me out a lot. She's helped me out throughout the season, and to be honest, she puts up with me. So there, I don't think there's too many people that are going to do that. I also need to mention Matthew Hawkins. He got me a lot of these peppers. So he started them, and obviously I grew them through the end of the season. But I started out late. I moved in the fall, so I probably wouldn't have half of the variety. So big shout out to you, Matthew. I'll probably get his Instagram and link it to this video. So I just wanted to go over some of the peppers and let you see the size of some of these. This is my peach ghost or boot jalokia. They're really nice. It's a great producing plant for only having one. I do have three boot jalokia chocolate plants. And if you see some color variations, like this one's a little bit lighter or a gold color, let me know if I'm wrong. Excuse me. But I do think a lot of it has to do with I was feeding really heavy nitrogen at one point, trying to get the plants bigger before they got too heavy with pods so they didn't break. But that's could be completely wrong. So if I'm wrong, give me a shout. These down here are orange boot jalokias. They're the hardest ghost pepper to grow, in my opinion. I had several, like 5 or 6 die like early on in the season, just for like out of nowhere. So and they're not really big producers. So that's everything I've gotten off of 2 plants all season. So we move down here to the these are the purple ghost peppers or boot jalokia purple. They do go from purple to orange to red when they're ready. So I think that's probably one of the coolest plants I have. I do have one white boot jalokia. So I'm really glad they came out right, because I bought a bunch of 7-pot white, and I don't think that they're right. That's an eBay purchase. Yesterday on the other video I said Amazon. I meant eBay. I wouldn't buy anything off eBay from now on. So these right here are just regular red ghost peppers. So it's always good to have some of those around. Up here I have chocolate habaneros. I did buy more habaneros on eBay, but the chocolate ones, believe it or not, were the only ones that came out right. Actually, I think the lemon ones I sold, and I'm kicking myself in the butt because I would have liked to have them now. This is a Naga Viper chocolate plant, and if I can focus, and that plant's really struggled. So I don't know if I'm going to try to get some more seeds from a buddy of mine or something, because that plant hasn't done very well. I don't know, maybe it might take off here in the end of the season. Here's some Apocalypse, or I'm sorry, these are Scorpion Satan strain, Trinidad Maruga Scorpion Satan strain peppers. They're really cool looking. I picked one right here just to show you that they kind of turn to a brown, to a gold, and then to a really dark red pod. So they're really hot. Up here I have my Scotch bonnet times my 7-pot Jonah. These are really, really awesome peppers. I'm definitely going to grow a lot more of these next year. I only had 2 plants, but they're really productive. Anyway, they've got great color, great taste. They're super hot. I got over here my Apocalypse scorpion peppers, and these are really, really hot. I only have 1 plant, and this is, let me get that off, whatever that is. So those are really cool peppers. They're really hot, and I think that's probably going to be a good strain moving on in the future. Over here I have Big Black Mamas, and like I said, these are easily some of the biggest pods I've ever grown, especially for hot peppers. And I mean, these are just wicked looking. So I don't know if you can see that really well. Here in the middle, I've got some of my yellow devil's tongues. Those are probably my favorite next to the yellow fatalis. I'm going to make some hot sauce after this, and I'm going to use probably a bunch of those and yellow fatalis. These are my red devil tongues. They're really good as well. They're really citrusy. They've got a heat level of just a little bit over a habanero, but they actually they're really citrusy and sweet. Down here, I couldn't resist picking 2 of the reapers, the yellow reapers. So I'm probably definitely gonna check those out here a little bit. I might cut them open and do a short video to see how they look on the inside. So up here I have the Fatali Gourmet Jigsaw peppers. They kind of just look like a red ghost pepper, or like maybe a red Fatali pepper, but I don't know. Johnny Scoville says that's like his kryptonite. He says they're crazy hot, so I'll have to check those out. These are my ahi lemon drop. I was saying that wrong. Thanks, Matthew Hawkins, for giving me a shout out about that. I had a friend tell me it was different, and I felt stupid, but it is. It's called ahi lemon drop. So they're really good. They're really citrusy, and they're not very spicy. So they're pretty cool to put in food, and you know, just like a nice salsa or something. These down here are my Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion peppers, and they are really, really cool looking. I don't know if you can see that really well or not, but they've got some really nice tails to them on the bottom, and they are really, really hot. And they have a good sweet flavor at the beginning, and then they just burn. These are datilles. I was told that these weren't that hot, but they're pretty hot. They're sweet, but they get pretty hot. All right, so let me get over here to the Peter peppers. Okay, so foolish of me, I gave away a lot of the really, really good looking, the really good looking Peter peppers. But obviously, you know, they're supposed to be look like a Peter or a pecker or a penis pepper, whatever. But I had I guess if you've got one that looks like that, you're probably in trouble. But yeah, these are really cool peppers, and they're really fun to grow. I probably sold a lot, probably a couple hundred plants of those, just out of the novelty of them. They're a little bit spicier than the jalapeno, but here's the yellow ones, and they look fairly similar. But I'd like to get my hands on some of the purple variation. Those look really neat. So, but I sold most of the red, so I only have that one left. This is a yellow scorpion pepper, and these are really, really hot. If this will focus. So they're just regular round, super hot. They have a little bit of fruity flavor to them. They're not bitter, which a lot of the habaneros and those are bitter, which I can't stand. They've got a little bit of a sweet flavor to them, but not a lot. They're just really, really, really hot. So these right here are the Coyote Zan white peppers. I only have one plant, and I think that's probably my third pull off that plant. So that's a really good producer. It's very similar to the ahi lemon drop. So those are really good. I don't think they're that high. I think they're about 100,000 on the Scoville. These are chocolate scorpion peppers right here. These are they're really good. They're really spicy. I've got a lot of the chocolate varieties this year, and a lot of it's, to be completely honest, it's just the novelty of having it. Now some of them, like I think these, like these are 7-pot Douglas or 7-pot chocolate. I think, these scorpion chocolate peppers are way hotter. Right here I have ahi fantasy yellow, and they're really, really sweet in my opinion, but they're still spicy. They're still real good. Down here I've got a 7-pot Jonah, and they called them 7-pot peppers because they were hot enough to one chili was hot enough to season 7 pots of chili. So I've got 2 of those plants. They're really high producers. Like I said, this is the 7-pot Douglas or the chocolate 7-pot. They're not near as a great producer as the 7-pot Jonah. These down here are absolutely delicious. These are 7-pot Congo Red, and these ones are really, really good. They're more citrusy. They've got a lot of heat behind them, but it gives you a little bit of that flavor, the citrusy, fruity flavor before it just lights your face on fire. So down here, like I said, in here you can see these are the caramel, the 7-pot caramel, and between these and the 7-pot Jonah, you can definitely see the difference inside, but they taste just like, they taste almost the same, but it's just kind of the novelty of having them. These are ahi Sugar Rush Peach. These are really, really good peppers. They're really sweet. They're spicy as well, but they're not too bad. Especially if you've got somebody that's just kind of getting into eating spicy peppers. Those are really great to introduce them. As well as these. These are Brazilian starfish, and these are, like I said, all the way around. It tastes just like a bell pepper until you get to the middle seeds, and then they're spicy. So those are really good peppers to cook with. Down here, we're gonna get to my favorite peppers. So down here, these are the yellow fatales. I could eat these with just about everything. I think on the Scoville, they're a little over 500,000. But I could eat these all day. They are absolutely great. They're great producers. I've only got 2 plants, and this is my second or third pull off those. Down here at the very end, I've got a Fatale Hut. So it's supposed to be a cross between a Fatale, yellow Fatale, and a Boot Jalokia, I believe. I'll have to look that back up. But to be honest, I think they're just Fatales. Because, I mean, they look exactly the same. They are a little bit bigger. These two don't really count because they came off of a really small plant. But they do seem to be a little bit bigger than the other ones. But I'll have to look that back up because, to be honest, I think I got, that might have been one of the eBay peppers. And down here I have Scotch bonnets. And then, Scotch bonnets are my second favorite pepper to actually eat. They're really sweet and citrusy, and they've got a great flavor to them that you can actually cook with, and actually put some of the peppers in there with them, and not worry about overpowering the meal, like you could with a ghost pepper or something. So down here, the last thing I have is an ají charapita. These are really hot for as small as they are. And I've actually only ever seen the red ones online. And I saw a guy today had a picture of a whole basket. I think more than this. But God bless my wife. She sat and picked those for like 20 minutes. So bless her. I love her to death. So that's it. I'll maybe have a couple updates when I get started on my reapers. I'm probably gonna feed my plants really heavy tonight, and then hopefully I'll have another harvest like this in 4 to 5 weeks. So in between there, I hope to have a really heavy Carolina Reaper harvest. So that's it for today. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm going to go make some hot sauce.